Let's make a box plot with Rguroo. I'm going to refer to the data set called Table 4.12 Hawks. If you've been following along with me, you probably already have this in your data panel. As a reminder, let's take a quick look at it. You can see that it is the screening test scores for 40 employees at a business. They're being screened for a new position. So we want to take this and we want to create a box plot of the quantitative data we have here, which is their screening test scores. To do that, you want to go to Plots. Click on the drop-down menu, Create Plot, and choose Box Plot. It's the second option. We'll grab our data set, Table 4.12 Hawks. And when we do that, it tells us that there's one quantitative variable available, as we saw earlier. It's the screening test score. Highlight it and advance it over. And that's the extent of what we need to choose on this page. I'm going to do an additional nudge of making my box plot horizontal rather than vertical. So we've told it box plot, we've given it the variable we want to make a box plot of, and now all I have to do is click preview. And here, if I scroll a little bit, is our box plot. We can see the box here that's from Q1 to Q3. You can see my mouse indicating that. We have the whiskers and such. I want to take this to a slide I made that adds some more detail to this. This is very informative and very fast. It plots the minimum, Q1, the median, Q3, and the maximum. Here's a slide I made and just added some labels in for our video. Again, from a prior video, we determined Q1 was a score of 42, Q3 was a score of 65. These are in fact matching up with the axis at those very values. The median score was 54, meaning that half of the people who took this screening test scored less than 54, and then half of them scored better than 54. And as you can see here, that's the addition of this 25% in this blue box, and then the 25% of employees, which are from Q1 back to the minimum. So I just wanted to add this extra bit of labeling to help you further understand box plots. Also, the 25% here is 25% of employees. So there's approximately 10 employees between the minimum and Q1. There's another 10 employees between Q1 and the median. There's another 10 employees between the median and Q3, and likewise between Q3 and the maximum value there at, I believe it was 81 or 82 was our maximum. So you can see here that between the median and Q3, that seems to be the smallest portion of the box plot. So those 10 employees' scores are more similar to one another than, let's say, the 10 employees that scored down here between the minimum and Q1. Their scores, those 10 employees' scores, are spread out just a wee bit more. And that's kind of what the box plot is telling us, is letting us know about the spread of the data in different quarters or sections of the data. And finally, I guess the last thing I'll say is that our box of the box plot is a visual display of the interquartile range. Remember, the interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So that's what the box is showing us, is the spread of the middle 50% of the employees' screening test scores.